Hey guys, it's Katie at scrappinkaty.ctmh.com, and I am bringing you day 7 of scrap timber and 30 days of sketches. So for day 7, here is a look at the sketch. The focus for scrap timber is multiple photos. So I have pulled out a few photos from our youngest son's 7-on-7 last spring. These are in square format because they are part of my persnickety box, and they already have the white border because I love that. So I think I'm going to make this actually a 2-page layout using a kit that I had on file or in my stash. Some of the colors won't match, of course, the pinks, but I love that the title already says play all day. I love that it already has the band that the sketch had, and so instead of the band on the bottom, I'm probably going to put the band on the top and then somehow span the photos across both layouts. And yeah, so that is pretty much my intention. I do have this stamp set. It is the Buddies Joey, and of course, you know, it has the football there. Of course, Joey doesn't look anything like my son, but I think I'll throw in a couple of those footballs here and there. So we'll see how that goes, and then I may pull some stuff from my stash. Otherwise, I foresee this going together pretty quickly, or coming together pretty quickly. So let me kind of gather my wits and we can get started. Okay, so I went ahead and cut some nectarine, that's the orange that's in this kit, squares, just to add a little bit of extra color, and I am using an edge distresser. I mean, it is football, of course, just to kind of make it a little bit more masculine, add some dimension and some interest. And I made the border super tiny. So these photos measure 4x4, and so I cut my cardstock pieces to 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. I also did that because even though I have 5 photos, and even though they are larger than the photos called for in the sketch, I feel that I could have left out one photo and, oh, what am I doing? I feel like I could have left out one photo and had a 1-page layout. So I wanted to add just a little bit of extra, I guess, real estate to the photos, just to make sure that they're going to span the 2 layouts together. So I don't know about you, but you know, I'm in Texas, so football is a pretty major thing here. 7-on-7 with our oldest son was a thing, but not like a thing now. So our oldest and our youngest son are 12 years apart. So in the 12 years, and then our middle son, he did football in junior high, but he didn't do 7-on-7, I don't think. But he was mainly basketball and track. So this one, I don't understand 7-on-7 at all. Went to the games. I knew when to cheer, when not to cheer. But I'm still kind of learning the purpose. Other than, so far, I think it's just to keep the kids active, which our kids never have a problem with staying active. But I know that some other kids do. So I only have these photos. You know, you can only take so many 7-on-7 photos. Okay, so I've got those matted. Put that off to the side. And then let's just work with one layout at a time. So And you know what? So maybe I can do these three on this layout, and then these two on this one. Okay, I'm really not feeling that, so maybe that, and then a huge title, or let's flip it around. Let's see how this looks. See what I mean by I could have really put them all on one. So I think that's what I'm going to struggle with. So I may go back to just one page layout and then not use that one. Decisions. Let's see. I just don't know. Okay, let's start working with all of this stuff and let's see how it's going to play out. Okay, I'm just going to go with this. I am going to pull out the sticker sheet and add this border sticker right here across the top. And then same thing over here. Okay. And then, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this one down. And this one. I feel like that one's crooked. It's a bad thing about doing edge distressing is it makes it look a little crooked, you know, in places, or it at least messes with my eyes and I think that it's crooked. Okay, so there's that. Oops, wrong one. So let's go ahead and glue that one down. And then these, so I feel like these go over here and this goes over here. Yeah, so let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down. And then the other one, I'm going to wait on some of these little circle pieces. Some of them are going to kind of go under there to make it look like they end with it. I'm just using this other layout to line the photos up and get them as straight across from each other as possible. Okay. So on this one, I want to use this little half moon, and then some other little half moons. So I don't want anything to go in the thing. I'm still going to try to use the strip for journaling, like the sketch shows. So let's flip it. Like this. Let's actually use this half one. Let's use this one. This one. And then I think I can use this other orange one for up there. Okay, so I'm going to use this as a template to cut this one. And then go ahead and get this one adhered down, because I'm not putting anything under it, so I don't have to worry about adhering it down too early. I do want the same amount of space though. And then here's the yellow one. So these circles are actually pretty close together. Okay, so then let's try this one. That's just not working for me. Just got back from vacation, so I cleaned up my space before we left, and then now I'm having to work with a clean space, and that doesn't work for me. So I just grabbed a whole bunch of stuff for this video and another one, and then did some piling. And every time I go to lay down my ATG, well, you know what happens. I think I want them not straight. Anytime I can not put something straight helps. Because that way, if something happens and it really is not straight, I don't have to worry about it. So, because it looks crooked intentionally, if that makes sense. I'm sure we all do some sort of that. Okay. And then the other thing would just be this side. So actually, I shouldn't have done that. I think I'm going to do the scallops up top. And then bring in one of those last yellow polka dot ones. I love also this kit because the colors of his school are orange and blue. They're actually green, but the color of the high school that he'll go to is orange and blue. And so the middle school always tries to incorporate orange and blue into everything it does. So we really have green, orange, and blue. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this off. Take my rub and remove. Crafty off. And that way I can use it on another project. Okay, I don't want these circles to go all the way down to the bottom, but they just seem kind of odd just stopping right there. So I'm going to add that one, and then, you know, part of my title will be right here, and I think that'll fix that. The other thing would be doing something down here, but I think we're okay with nothing being right there. So then there's this little starburst die cut that I think I want to use for layering. And I don't know if I'm going to do that one. Okay. We have children out of their rooms, so we'll see how long I can actually do this, or if I'm going to have to finish it with a voiceover. It's amazing. Our daughter's been on the floor by me the entire time and not a peep, but the boy wakes up and all of a sudden he just totally forgets that I'm on a video. Okay, so the title already had play all day, every day in the stickers. So I'm going to do that, but the stamp set that I pulled out, our little buddy Joey, it already has all day. So I was thinking about, this is an extra circle, turning it over on its back side and just stamping all day. So let's see how that looks first. So if you're new here and you've never seen me cut apart my stamps, you might have gasped, but I cut them apart all the time. It's one thing I love about our stamps is it just allows me to manipulate them and just makes them more versatile. So I'm just going to ink that up. This color is Bluebird. Play all day. And then there's a little sticker that says every day. Right there that I might bring into play. Okay, and then I also added, you know, you saw me do the 3D foam tape, so I added that sticker. I think I might actually put that right there. I was trying to stray away from all the pink stickers, but because I have to use that P, there is another heart that says love this, and then I can just use this heart or this one to bring in that third pink. So what do we think? I think the stamp set. Remember the stamp set from yesterday's video? Bear with me. If all else fails, I do have another circle that I can redo this on. So I'm going to be using the embroidered one. And what color? It's right by an orange. I don't want to use an orange. I guess I could use raspberry. That's the pink. Or I could use Carolina, which is the lighter blue. Let's do that. One of those. Okay, wish me luck. I'm going to move it down just a little bit so maybe my hair won't get into the video. And again, the good thing about a see-through stamp is I can see where I'm stamping. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let me start gluing some things down. So this is going to go right there. This one, and I'm going to add just foam circles. It's really the best for curved pieces, in my opinion. And then I still need to cut some of those footballs out from the little Joey set and add, and then still do the 7-on-7 title right here. Okay, for these I am going to remove the adhesive by using my anti-static pouch and add some 3D foam tape just to make them pop. Off camera, I did go ahead and stamp some cute little footballs. So I'm thinking one will go there. I don't know. Also need to probably try to color one of those and see how that looks. Okay, so I'm gonna color a football. I'm gonna zoom in. Hopefully I remember to zoom back out. I'm using the tri-blend, the tan blend. And so the first thing I do is just color the entire football with the light end. That's one thing I love about the tri-blend markers is there's 3 different shades in this one marker. So you just color it all with the light. Now depending on what I'm coloring, sometimes I start with the dark, but this football I'm going to start with the light. And then I'm going to go with the medium, which is in the middle section, and I'm just going to add dots all along the bottom portion, probably the bottom third of this football, to kind of create some shadowing. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the dark end. Again, just tiny little dots, and by the time I go back over those dots with the light end again, it'll all be blended. And then when you blend, you just kind of want to go kind of up into the section that's already colored. You don't have to recolor it all. That way it just kind of blends out. So those look like perfect little footballs. So let me zoom back out so I don't forget. Okay, so now I think that these are done. So I'm going to add just 3D foam tape on the back of those and get those stuck down. Okay, so finished with that, I'm going to go ahead and adhere down the circle that says all day. What did I do with my T-ruler so I can make sure my circles are lined up? And I think on this one, I'm just going to make sure day. Yeah, I want to make sure day is straight across. It's always so hard for me to know. what to make straight and what not to make straight when there's crooked. And then again for spacing, I'm going to start with the last letter and put it right up against that circle and then work my way out. I think I'm gonna go right there. Play all day, and then I'm gonna use this cute little football. I almost love the back side as much as I love the front sides of these footballs. Using that those alcohol markers, it almost looks like a water effect. In fact, I do have a video that's kind of like that. Okay, so there's that one. And then for the second one, dropped a heart over here. Okay. So we'll have to see where those go, but I definitely want to add play all day. Where are my stickers? Play all day, every day. Play all day, every day. And then, yeah, now I want to add the 7-on-7 title. Okay, so for our 7-on-7, I'm going to use acrylic shapes. I've already done the 7. Now I've got to find on. So my goal eventually is to get these in some sort of little organization cubby where they're all by letters and not by, like right now I have them just as they came. So all the black letters and numbers are together, all the white, so on and so forth. I'm wondering if that is an N or a U. I'm having a hard time finding an N and see how that's different than that. And these are funky, they're not like, you know, so yeah, I think that is my N. 7-on-7. And then I'm going to add brackets. I think I'm going to add white brackets. I feel like if I add bigger brackets, then it'll take up this space. So I think that's what I'm going to do. 7-on-7. Still seems a little, I don't know about this on. Like maybe I should stamp that. 7-on-7. You know, as soon as I do my voiceover, I'm gonna either like or not like this. It's true. As soon as I start editing these and I come across things that I tried out, you'd be amazed at how many times I'm like, oh, I like that other way better, but it's just different seeing it on camera versus in real life. And I used to take pictures of everything and then scroll through them. But now that I'm using my phone to record, it's kind of hard for me to take a picture. Okay, so I've decided to leave it, mainly because this video is already long enough, and I am just ready to be done. So we're going to start gluing these down. My preferred method are these micro glue dots. And I just kind of roll the glue dot onto the acrylic shape. And I usually just do the ends, a middle point, and then depending on any other curvatures, anything like that, but it doesn't require a whole lot. So trying to decide what is halfway. Yeah, okay. So I like that, so then I'll slide this up and we will do the same thing on this one. Okay, it's done. Probably wouldn't do it again, but it is what it is. I'm going to add just one 3D foam little circle to this because I think I'm going to put that right there. And it overlaps that one heart. I have this other pink heart that I feel might need to go there. Let's add another foam circle. Okay, and then I am going to journal there. So here is a look at that 2-page spread, all based on this sketch. So I kept with somewhat the big title, the photos across, that bar in the middle that I will do journaling over here. And that is pretty much it. So again, this is day 7. I'll leave links down to all the videos and the girls playing down below, as well as a link to the Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches Facebook group, so you as a watcher can go play along and show us your layout for the day and then throughout the month of September. And then also I'll leave links down to any of the products that I use down below as well, and you can go check those out. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, sign up for notifications, and if you liked what you saw, leave me a comment and give me a thumbs up. Also, during the month of October, much like we did last year, the creative design team will be having a 31 days of Christmas card event. Registration is now open. Early bird pricing is only $31, and that is super, super affordable for 31 days of exclusive YouTube content, patterns, techniques, all taught by myself and the creative design team. I will leave a link down below for you to go register and lock in that early bird pricing.